So for a long time, I hesitated to share my voice, my vision, my message here, because I have seen, and also with some dear friends, the trap of sharing a particular vision on social media. And it's very easy to become the subject of the projection of other people when they basically, I think that's in some ways it's very rare that a guru declare himself of being a guru, but someone start to share his version of the truth or some wisdom, and then people start to follow, and then project to that person as a guru. And what I see is that then it's very easy to fall in the trap of pleasing. And because in my journey I prioritize curiosity, and I don't try to attach to any truth as absolute, but just as more as something evolutive, and so I can zoom out and enlarge my perspective and see all the different prisms instead of being stuck to one. But I also understand that when you have community following you, and eventually they agree on a part of what you're sharing, it can be challenging to bring suddenly another vision that will come to almost be antagonist or paradoxal to the first sharing that has been agreed by the community. So I think it's just natural as a human that in that position we will be like, yes, but okay, but if I'm sharing that truth, they may think that I lack consistency. And But if I stay true to myself, I cannot offer consistency to the people who follow me. And I think that's the really like teeny point where people need to understand that if you follow someone who's deep on his spiritual journey, you cannot attach to their message, and because it's going to be evolutive, and then we can all jump into this dance when we support each other and to grow, and not where we look to possess some kind of knowledge and to use it as a reassurance or even avoidance in some way. So what I offer is a journey of self-discovery that encourage evolution, introspection, and ideally that will enlighten some shadows so it can serve as a soil for transformation or metamorphosis. I will even call it like this. But this is not for everyone, because having this quality to appreciate an evolutive truth is requires some deep self-knowledge, I will say, yeah. And so when I'm working on one-on-one with my clients, what I say is that because I in that situation often I love to play the role of the guru. And from the Hindu perspective, the guru is, I will describe it as the guru is the one who helps you to get your garbage out, and basically you're going to ask some help to a guru to get your garbage out when you are struggling yourself to do it yourself. And if the guru accepts to jump in, the first rule he's going to say is like, because your techniques doesn't seem to work anymore, I will happily help you, but then you're going to have to agree to play with my own rules. And that's where for us, from Westerners, it can be quite challenging to accept, to dance on someone's rules, and with a complete trust and letting go, and especially when it comes to trigger some very deep uh, psychic memories. So the gurus will say, I will help you to clean your mess, but we will do it my way because your way doesn't seem to function. So it's very easy to understand, basically. And that's the only role of the guru. And it's like the idea is to make you sovereign so you can clean your mess by yourself and you don't need a guru anymore because the guru is just another method. And so in that relationship, when the person who endorses the role of the guru shares something that creates a resistance inside of the person who are listening, they are responsible to go inside and to look for themselves. And if you really go into like what I will say, what we call an advanced practice, then you should not even tell this person about your own struggling. You can ask questions if you need more, if you want to dig deeper, and if you want to get more clarity. But if you need to say that what I'm saying is creating some resistance to you, you already in some way project your inner work outside and try to interfere. And that's why it's quite challenging for us Westerners, especially with a mental health approach, because putting people in such a deep place of sovereignty for themselves, for a mental health therapist or for a psychiatrist, they will call it insane. I mean, if someone has been going through a very deep abuse, how can you tell that person that this is actually probably the biggest gift for life transformation? But that's why they are not conflictual. They both are correspond at a different moment in the healing journey of the person. But it's very important to understand that mental health is there to reassure the individualistic structure and the ego, when spirituality is there to dissolve it. So from that perspective, it's quite a challenge to follow those kind of journey that will bring light in the deepest part of ourselves. I like to call it in those room of our inner castle that we never dare to bring light because we think that there is a monster inside, or a dragon in some cultures. But at the end of the day, it's just our inner child craving for our attention, and that has probably never received love, and can make some big shades on the wall that look scary, but at the end of the day, you will always find out that it's just this little part of yourself that was craving for attention. And but the process to get there, to me, it only goes through sovereignty, and that's the role that I want to serve here, is to suggest a path of self-introspection that goes so deep that it dissolves all the structures and the systems that we have built, and that can create a lot of resistance. So whatever I'm sharing, I just want to make that point that whatever I'm sharing, it's always what I feel today, and it's my perspective today. It may change in an hour, and I don't care because I'm not attached to it, and I actually even like I crave for this curiosity, and it's really almost like the more I learn, the more I detach to my knowledge, and the more I'm free, because the more I learn, the more I figure out that I know nothing, and that it's not about trying to know it with my rational mind, but it's trying to use my mind to understand my experience through my body feelings, and from there navigate through it so I can feel all the tension, emotion, and so on that arise when I jump fully into presence, into the shadow work. So yeah, I think that's to give you a little perspective of why I was struggling to share my voice, and now I decided to do those videos. So I will go full on, and if you should feel some resistance of some difficulties on things that I share, it's most likely that it's a key for you to dig inside and to see why this creates some kind of resonance inside of you. Because if what I'm sharing is not for you, you will feel something that is more close to indifference, and it won't even resonate. It will just flow over you. And as a wise man used to say, it's like Chinese food. You know, you take what you want and you let go what you don't need, and that's it. And just I was gonna say, don't get attached to what I'm gonna say, but it's your journey. So if you want to attach yourself to it, go for it. I have no instruction about it. You know, it's like even that I will. If I will say that, I will still try to save yourself from yourself, and in that journey of transcendence and freedom. We need to go through whatever we need to go through, and no one is there to save us from that experience, and like the best thing we can do is to support each other, and through sharing that message, I feel that it's the best way I can serve to support fellow seekers in that incredible journey of freeing ourselves. So loka samasta sukhino bhavantu.